Am I the only person that thinks it's weird that Drake always goes after women that are happy in a relationship? What happened in his childhood that he gets mad at the woman? Literally, Drake, calm down. You're going to make your edges lift up. The glue is going to separate.
What made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake.
Tonight was one of the best nights of my life, man.
He's a great host, but you know, he's a king, you know what I'm saying? Young
DJ Sam Sneaky saw Drake get slapped, and he said Drake didn't go from 0 to 100. He said Drake went from 0 to tears to the hospital.
Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning. Diddy just slapped Drake. And lo and behold, it turned out that it was true.
I heard it was over the 0 to 100.
I get stuck in traffic, so I'm gonna take this mo up me all the way back to the crib. Yo, Drake, come get.
Rihanna is finally opening up about why she never gave Drake a real shot. And it turns out the reason is tied to some things he told her about Diddy's wild parties from back in the day. Word going around is that Drake was involved in those parties too, but he stayed quiet for years to protect his career. Rihanna actually tried to speak out about everything, but they reportedly threatened to end her career if she did, which is why she stepped away from the music scene and never looked back. You might remember that Drake and Diddy had issues a few years ago, and there were even rumors that Diddy slapped Drake during a night out in Miami. Diddy denied it happened, but Drake never really addressed it. He just responded later by throwing shade in a song. Then there was that awkward moment on stage when Drake snatched a mic from Diddy and dropped it on the ground. Diddy didn't even realize what happened until a few seconds later. That was one of the first signs that Drake really didn't mess with Diddy. When Diddy first started getting exposed, Drake didn't waste time separating himself. He posted a scene from The Big Short on his Instagram where Ryan Gosling's character says, "I never hung out with these idiots after work ever." In the next post, he added, "I had fashion friends," clearly trying to show people that he wasn't part of whatever was going on. But people didn't buy it. Instead of backing off, they brought up Drake's own sketchy past, especially his history with underage girls. At that point, many started saying that Drake and Diddy are basically the same type of guy, just slightly different versions. What some people might not know is that the feud between Drake and Diddy has been going on for a long time, and it keeps getting worse. Their issues go all the way back to 2014, when they reportedly got into a fight at a Miami club. Sources told TMZ that a producer named Boya had given the beat for 0 to 100 to both Drake and Diddy to work on together. But Diddy didn't record his part for months. He was too caught up controlling Cassie and forcing her into uncomfortable situations. Drake eventually got tired of waiting and dropped the song without Diddy, which made Diddy furious. To make it worse for him, the song blew up and even got nominated for 2 Grammys.
100. They said that was your record at first. Was there any truth to that? Even there was a clip of you at a club.
Yeah. There was a 0 to 100 was initially a record that was my record.
Now, when you say 0 to 100 was yours, you mean just the beat, or it was the hook and everything?
No, it was the beat, and
You sent Drake the song for him to get on it for you?
No, for him to ghostwrite.
Now let's jump to the night they crossed paths at the club. It was the first time Diddy had seen Drake in person since the release of that song. Diddy decided to confront him, but Drake didn't take it seriously and brushed him off. That's when Diddy snapped and said, "You'll never disrespect me again," before throwing a punch. The hit was so hard that Drake had to go to the emergency room. During the chaos, he hurt his shoulder and made an old injury worse. There's talk that Diddy apologized later, but Drake isn't the type to let things slide. That Instagram post he made wasn't just random. It was part of something bigger. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, Joseph Big Joe Sherman, Drake was actually working behind the scenes to take Diddy down. Big Joe claimed Drake teamed up with Jay Prince to make sure it happened. Now, if you haven't heard of Big Joe, he recently got pulled into one of the serious lawsuits against Diddy. A woman named Thalia Graves filed a case saying she was assaulted on camera by both Diddy and Big Joe in a recording studio back in 2001 when she was 25. Big Joe is strongly denying all of it. Since the claims came out, he's been talking to every media outlet that'll listen, saying he's not involved in any of this. Right after the accusations were made public, Big Joe gave a long statement to the Daily Mail, saying he had never even met Thalia. He insisted he wasn't close to Diddy at all and claimed the only reason he's being named is because he once worked for him. According to Big Joe, now anyone who was ever connected to Diddy is being accused, even if they had nothing to do with anything. He said clearly, "This is just about money. I've never met that woman. I don't have any tapes like she claims. I never saw her, never touched her, don't know her. I'm being blamed for something I had zero part in." He also mentioned that he hadn't even been around Diddy in over 2 decades. In his words, they weren't even friends and had no real relationship. Big Joe says Diddy's life is a mess right now, and anyone who's ever been in his circle is being targeted. He sounded genuinely frustrated, like he was being punished for something he didn't do. And honestly, From the way he kept repeating that he wanted no part of this, it's clear he's trying to distance himself as much as possible.
Integrity. I'm questioning her claims against me. I wasn't the head of the security. You got the wrong man. I've never seen you. I've never did anything negative with you. I've never been in the same room with you. Not only wasn't I there, I wasn't even in New York.
He also later shared screenshots of text messages between him and Thalia, where she seemed unsure about whether he was actually involved in the incident. In the conversation, Thalia was basically trying to confirm if it was truly him who assaulted her along with Diddy. She admitted she wasn't entirely certain and asked him directly if he was the one present during that time. According to Big Joe, this proved that even Thalia had doubts about his involvement. He argued that someone who experienced something so traumatic should be sure about the people involved, which is why he called it false.
The thing about Big Joe is he is very adamant that he is not in it.
Not going.
You know, some people would be like, oh, did a lawyer tell you not to say anything? He's like, I don't care. I didn't do it. I'm not there. He has text messages between them that he wants to make sure that people know about and can see, because from the text messages, and Mano, you know what it says because you know.
Right, the DMs that she sent him.
Basically, it seems like she's trying to confirm that he worked with Puff, and then also confirmed that there was a video shown on a camcorder, and he's like, and she also says, if you're not the same person, then I apologize, she said. So it seems like she's not sure if Big Joe was the person that she's alleging is on.
Now this is where things took an even wilder turn. Big Joe recently called in to Angela Yee's show, Way Up with Angela Yee, and that's when he dropped a serious claim. He said that Drake and Jay Prince were actually behind the wave of 125 people, now being represented by Tony Busby in lawsuits accusing Diddy of sexual assault. During the call, he first went off on Thalia for dragging his name into the situation. He claimed she was trying to get him to team up with her in bringing Diddy down. According to Big Joe, Thalia allegedly told him that all he had to do was write a statement supporting her, and she would leave his name out of the case. At some point in their conversation, Thalia reportedly brought up Jay Prince and said that both she and Jay Prince wanted to meet with him.
Not only did she DM me, she tried to guide me through the DMs, if you read them. She tried to explain to me, all I need you to do is write a statement like Vaughn did, like other people did. I need you to write a statement and I'll keep you out. I said, keep me out of what? But then she got into the threat. Then she brought up, well, me and Mr. J.
Big Joe later claimed he discovered the reason Jay Prince was involved in the situation was because both he and Drake were allegedly the ones organizing or backing the 125 accusers, now being represented by attorney Tony Busby. According to him, this wasn't just a random wave of lawsuits. He believes Drake and Jay Prince were working behind the scenes to bring Diddy down through legal pressure by encouraging or helping these individuals come forward with their allegations. He suggested, it was all part of a bigger plan to ruin Diddy's reputation and career from the inside.
What had to do with this, though?
It was brought to my attention later on that Jay Prince, something I don't know about, had a beef with Puffy about slapping Drake. And Drake was calling Jay Prince, going after them for not taking up for him against Puffy. And I'm like, that's none of my business, honestly. After listening and people calling me, explaining to me that Jay Prince's lawyer is the one who put them 100 people together, I think Jay Prince is one of the main culprits behind slandering and trying to destroy.
Word is, Rihanna didn't want anything to do with the mess between Drake and Diddy. When Drake opened up to her about what had happened with Diddy and shared that he was planning to go after him, she stepped away from the situation entirely. This might actually be the real reason she never dated Drake. Most people assumed it was because of his reputation for being a player. But behind the scenes, it seems Rihanna just didn't want to be caught in the middle of drama between two powerful men. She chose peace and walked away. Many fans had their own theories. One person mentioned how 50 Cent once said Diddy knows exactly who he can mess with and who he can't, meaning someone like 50 wouldn't have been an easy target. Diddy wouldn't dare swing on him. Another fan pointed out that Drake might have been upset about how Diddy treated Cassie, and that this could have played a role in their fight. They went on to name Drake, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, and Eminem as some of the few decent guys in the industry. They even questioned Jay-Z's actions, wondering if he should be looked into. They also found it strange that Beyoncé and Jennifer Lopez stayed close to Diddy over the years and never said anything publicly about the things coming out now. So now the question is, was Drake's beef with Diddy a big reason Rihanna walked away from him for good? And do you think Drake and Jay Prince really teamed up to bring Diddy down? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're into this kind of drama, make sure to click here to check out another wild video that goes even deeper.